Hello friends, this is Dr. Mamta Rathi. Welcome to my channel Dr. Mamta's Educational Plex. Friends, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and please press bell icon so that you can easily get notification of upcoming videos. Friends, today in this video we will discuss about the non-trading concerns. Yes, a non-trading concern is also known as non-profit organization, non-business entity, or not-for-profit organization or non-profit institutions. These are dedicated to furthering a particular social cause or advocating for a shared point of view. In economic terms, it is an organization that uses its surplus of the revenues to further achieve its ultimate objectives rather than distributing its income to organization's shareholders or members or leaders. Non-profits are tax exempt or charitable. It means that they do not pay income tax on the money that they receive for their organization. They can operate in religious, scientific, research or educational settings. Friends, sports club, education societies, public libraries, charitable hospitals, literary associations, temple trusts, these all are the non-trading concerns. Buying and selling goods is not their subject. Profit making is not their object. Well, their aim may not be profit making. Yet, they cannot avoid account keeping. They must maintain proper accounts of their receipts, payments, incomes, and expenses. Those who have given money to these institutions must know that their money is being used properly. So, profit or no profit, accounting is must for all types of concerns. Now, proper accounting is essential even for non-trading institutions. But then, what accounting procedure do they adopt? Well, to begin with it, let us see their daily accounting keeping. Their day-to-day accounting consists of maintaining cash book for recording receipts and payment, and ledger for classification of transactions under proper heads. The final accounts are prepared under non-trading concerns. In some cases they are different from the trading concerns. Now, trading concerns prepares trading and profit and loss account, where non-trading concerns prepares income and expenditure account. In trading concern, balance sheet starts with capital fund. In non-trading concern, balance sheet starts with capital fund. In trading concerns, balance sheet starts with capital account. And in non-trading concern, balance sheet starts with capital fund. And in addition to it, receipts and payments account is prepared under non-trading concerns. So, these are the final accounts of non-trading concern, which composes three accounts or three statements, which is known as receipt and payment statement, income and expenditure account, balance sheet. Of these three, only receipt and payment account is different. Now, let us see what is meant by receipt and payment account. Here, I have given format of receipts and payment account. You can see receipts are written on the debit side and payments are written on the credit side. Let us see what does receipts and payments account tells us. It is not a cash book. It is a summary of cash book. Whereas the cash book records individual cash transactions, the receipts and payments account shows total of cash transactions under different heads. For example, cash book shows salary payments in January, in February, etc. The receipts and payment account shows total salary for the year. Thus, while cash book is for daily record, the receipt and payment account in an year-end affair shows year-end affair. The main features of these accounts are as follows, or we can say that the following points should be noted in respect of receipts and payments account. Now, it is a summary of cash book, and like a cash book, receipts are shown on debit side and payments are shown on credit side. Cash and bank items are merged in one column. That means receipts in cash as well as check are entered in one column on debit side, and payments in cash as well as by check are entered in column on credit side. Contra entries between cash and bank get eliminated. It is not a part of double entry bookkeeping. It is just a summary of cash book, which is a part of double entry system. Both revenue and capital receipts and payments are included in this account. For example, if payment for salary and payment for furniture both are shown on its payment side, similarly, receipts on account of rent and sale of buildings are shown on receipt side. It begins with a balance unless the concern is newly formed and ends with the balance. Usually, it shows a debit balance which represents cash in hand and at bank. However, in case of bank overdraft, which is larger than cash in hand, the account will show a credit balance. There is no disclosure of gain or loss, which is an outcome of purely revenue items. It deals with actual receipts and payments. Outstanding items find no place in it. It shows receipts and payments relating to current, previous or subsequent years. So friends, this is receipts and payment account which we have to prepare in our non-trading concerns. Now let us discuss about income and expenditure account. Income and expenditure account shows the summary of all income and expenditures of an organization for complete year. It is like a profit and loss account. Expenses are shown on the debit side and incomes are shown on the credit side. The main features of this account is as follows. It is a nominal account. It is a part of double entry system. Items of only revenue nature are shown in this account. Capital receipts and payments find no place in it. Income and expenditure relating to current year alone are considered in this account. Non-cash items like depreciation, bad debts, etc. are entered into this account. Expenses payable and income receivable are also shown. If income is greater than expenditure, the result is called as excess of income over expenditure instead of profit. In profit and loss account, we use profit for this term. In income and expenditure statement, we will use excess of income over expenditure. Similarly, if expenditure is larger than income, the result is called as excess of expenditure over income instead of loss. So, this income and expenditure account we have to prepare in our non-trading concerns. Now, let us see what are the differences in receipt and payment account and income and expenditure account. Let's have a look on it. Here I have given two columns. First column shows receipt and payment account, second column shows income and expenditure account. So we will see difference one by one. Receipt and payment account is a real account where income and expenditure is a nominal account. In receipt and payment account, receipt and payment account is cash account of non-trading organization, where income and expenditure account plays a role of profit and loss account in non-trading concerns. All receipts are shown in debit side of receipt and payment account, and all expenses and losses are shown in debit side of income and expenditure account. all payments are shown in credit side of receipt and payment account, where all incomes are shown in credit side of income and expenditure account. In receipt and payment account, opening balance of cash is shown in beginning of this account, whereas no such balance is shown in the beginning of income and expenditure account. Balance at the end represents closing balance of cash in receipts and payment account, whereas balance at the end represents excess of income over the expenditure or vice versa in income and expenditure account. In receipts and payment account, all revenue and capital receipts are recorded, where in income and expenditure account only revenue receipts are recorded. In receipt and payment account, it shows all receipts and payment whether they relate to other financial year, that is previous year or subsequent year, where in income and expenditure account it shows the income and expenditures of current year only. In receipts and payments account, depreciation, bad debts, etc. are not recorded, where in income and expenditure account depreciation, bad debts are recorded, and since these are losses, so these are recorded in income and expenditure account. In receipt and payment account, cash as it is a cash account, it will always show debit balance, but income and expenditure account may show debit or credit balance according to profit or loss of the business concern or non-profit concern. Now let us have a look on balance sheet. The balance sheet of non-trading concern is on usual lines. Liabilities are on left hand side and assets are on right hand side. In trading concerns, excess of assets over liabilities is called capital. Here in non-trading concerns, excess of assets over liabilities is called as capital fund. The capital fund is built up out of surplus from income and expenditure account. The preparation of balance sheet starts with the general fund or capital fund. Add the respective surplus or deficit in this amount. Then add life membership fees or legacies or whatever the terms we have given in our problems that we have to add here. Then put all fixed asset on the asset side of the balance sheet. Showcase the amount paid in advance and amount due to the assets and liabilities side. Post the closing balances of assets and liabilities on the respective side of the balance sheet, and to calculate the amount of the fund, deduct the value of total liabilities from the value of assets. So it is as simple as our trading concerns, friends. Now let us know the items peculiar to non-trading concerns. There are certain items in case of non-trading concerns which require a special treatment while making accounting entries. So what are these items? Let us discuss one by one. Very first is donations. Non-trading concerns may receive donations time to time. The treatment of donation depends upon the nature of donations. Now there are two types of donations. First is specific donation and another is known as general donation. Specific donation, some donation may be received for any specific purpose. For example, for the construction of a room or building, and then donation is termed as specific donation. The amount of such donation cannot be used for any other purpose. It should be shown on liability side of the balance sheet and used only for the same purpose it is meant for. General donation, it is a donation when it is received for a common purpose is termed as general donation. If the amount of donation is small, it will be treated as recurring income donation of a recurring income and will be recorded in the credit side of income and expenditure account. Donation of the big amount should be fairly treated as capital receipts and will be shown in the liabilities side of the balance sheet. However, donation is of a small amount or a big amount may depend upon the size of concern and may depend upon its amount. Another term is legacy. Sometimes, as per the will of a person, an amount received is called as legacy. It is as good as donations, or it is similar to donations. It is of a non-recurring nature, therefore it should be treated as a capital receipt and hence will be appeared in the liability side of balance sheet. However, it may also be treated as an income and may be taken to income and expenditure account. The next term is entrance fees. A club or society usually charge admission fees or entrance fees for their members. In case of club, admission fees or entrance fees is usually charged as capital receipts, but in case of hospital or educational institutions, it is treated as a recurring income. Another term we have to deal with, life membership fees. The life membership fees may be taken from the members of institution only once in their lifetimes. So it is called as life membership fees. On the basis of lifetime membership, members may enjoy certain benefits. Amount received as the life membership might be transferred to the life membership fees account of the institution and can be dealt in the accounts by any of the following methods. It may be taken as liability side of a balance sheet as life membership fees, and normal subscriptions of the members may be transferred from the life membership fees account to the subscription amount as an income, and the balance may be carried forward to the following years. On the basis of average life of a member, the amount may be transferred to the income and expenditure account annually, and rest will be carried forward towards the following years. The next term in non-trading concern is sale of scrap or sale of old newspapers. Without any dispute, it will be treated as recurring income and will appear in the credit side of an income and expenditure account. And very important term, subscription. Subscription is the major source of an income for the non-trading concerns. Subscriptions are received from the members of a club or institution. A receipt and payment account records all the actual subscriptions received during the current year, and an income and expenditure account shows the subscriptions which relates to the current accounting period. Therefore, some adjustment required to calculate the subscription of the current year. Subscription we have to record very carefully while we are solving the problems under non-trading concerns. So friends, this is our non-trading concerns. These are also known as no profit organizations. Some basic terms which we have to use while calculating the problems of non-trading concerns are shared in this video. I hope the theoretical part of these non-trading concerns is clear to you. So friends, stay tuned. In next video, I will give you the practical problem on non-trading concerns and we will see the solution of the same. Keep watching. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. Do not forget to press bell icon so that you can be in touch with upcoming videos. Thank you.